Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Rob. This is Charlie. Last few episodes of the Running Room. Charlie's not been here, but today he's here. Special edition of the Running Room. This is the furthest apart we've been for recording, I think.
The Running Room. Yeah.
What did I say? The Running Room?
That's okay. The Running Room. It's a nice store, but
no, you know why I said Running Room? Because today they were our leg sponsor. So I thanked them a few times today. Thank you so much for the Running Room. The Running Journey is the name of our podcast, and thank you thank you for clarifying that, Charlie. The Running Journey. I'm in Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm 11 days completed out of my 13-day province-wide trek. Charlie is in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I have not talked to my brother. I don't think. Have we talked?
Couple texts.
Yeah. Wow, can't believe Grains' pace. Couple of those. But I wanted to connect with my brother. I wanted to record because, I love chatting about running, and I've never done more running in my life than over the last. It's the most amount of running I've ever done. So it's been fun, and I wanted to chat with Charlie about it. So he had some time today in his calendar. So I'm thrilled. Good to chat with you, Charlie.
You bet. Same. Yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing about how it's going. Yeah. So 11 days in, 4 more legs you have. Is that correct?
4 more legs. 4 more legs. I have 2 tomorrow and 2 on Thursday. Today I had the first feeling of sadness that it was going to be over soon.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm feeling sad. I was thinking life's going to get back to normal here at some point. That's unfortunate. The real life. This isn't life. This is like a fantasy camp. This is like you know, when you're a kid and you pay to go hang out with Wayne Gretzky for a week, and you this is what that feels like.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, it's great. So 11 days out of 13, so 22 out of 26 legs, is that correct?
22 out of 26 legs, yeah. And today I ran just outside of Moncton, and then tomorrow I run to Moncton, and then the last day is to Amherst, to the border of Saskatchewan. So I'm doing it northwest corner of the province to the bottom southeast corner of the province. And holy shit, the hills were tough some days, Charlie.
Yeah, I know. I could see. So one of the things that was a little bit better this year than last year for me, anyways, as an observant, was that I was able to see all your runs on Strava and see all the ups and downs and the different paces and all that. So that was nice.
It's crazy that I didn't do that last year. I wasn't even posting my jogs. I was just asking people to trust me that I was actually running across the province.
Well, no, I mean, I'm sure people, there's tons. Yeah, I don't think that's a factor, but.
No, I know it's not a factor, but I know I ran across the province, but I wasn't even sharing that data with fans.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I loved seeing them, especially at the beginning when my cousins were running and all that.
Can you believe what they did? Who are you most?
No.
Okay, so my 3 cousins came on the first 3 days, and those of you that listened to the past podcast episodes, you heard the episode with Frank and with Joe and Paul. Those guys each did a leg a day apart on no training. Francois trained. Paul trained about 6 weeks, 2 jogs a week. So I don't want to say no training. He trained, but he
trained last year. It's not he did some training last year, and
but he did a negative split on his 2 legs. He did a 2:12 the first day, then he did 2:11 on the second day, which is pretty remarkable for someone who had never run more than 15K or whatever. So
did he pace himself better on the second one?
I think he was saving himself on the first day.
Oh, okay.
He was he knew he had a whole other day to go. So whereby what Frank did, he went all out hard the first day. He wanted to break 2. He wanted a sub 2, and he told me he wanted a sub. Well, he didn't actually tell me. He was just pushing so hard, and it was my second leg of the day. Yeah. And although it was early it was the first day, I was it's too fast, Grains. And the way he was doing it, he was doing 5 ones. He was jogging 5 or 6 minutes, and then he was walking 1. So he was doing 8-minute miles while we were jogging. and then he would walk. So the first half, I just said, Grains, you go your pace. I'm gonna like let you go ahead, and then I'm gonna catch up and let you go ahead. So he'd go ahead, and then I ran like 9-minute miles, and I was about on pace with him, kind of thing. And I told him at the 15K mark, I said, Grains, you got a chance to break 2 here. And we went for it, and he did it. So it was pretty impressive.
I've got a text from him here. So what's your advice for today's half? Here's the one I did yesterday with 2 weeks training. So it's 2 weeks training is what he said.
That's 150,
158.53 was his time on the first one. I said, advice, just take it easy on this one. Anyways, so he did it, and then he sent me the text of what he did was 2:06.12 on the second.
Yeah, the guy actually didn't jog since August of last year. I called him on the Sunday, 13 days before running, and he went out and he called me, said, where's your 2-week training plan? There wasn't one, obviously. So he did, every day he jogged, did a 3K, a 6K, 8K, built it up to a 12K, I think he did, or maybe a 15K, I don't remember. But then tapered for 1 day, had a 1-day taper. And he went out and he did it. So I was impressed with that. And then Mini Grains, our other cousin who joined us in Boston, was on the 3rd day. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that was more impressive. I don't know. All 3 of those guys were so impressive. Like, I don't want to single anyone out, but Joe went out.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Yeah.
He did a marathon. We did a half marathon in the morning.
And you know what they say about marathons?
They're not easy.
Yeah.
Or no, wait.
Crazy.
They're hard? What's the line?
They're hard.
They're
hard. Yeah. Wow. That's so crazy.
I was kind of thinking like.
And you're doing one a day, but like still amazing.
No, I know. But I mean, I've been training for this and whatever. And I run 7 days a week and whatever. But Joe was like in Boston. Those of you that have followed my TikTok account saw that he said, today I was inspired not to run a marathon. That's what he said. His exact words. Like we recorded that episode. I got lost. He was funny in that episode. And he's just talking about how he has no interest in doing a marathon. The day before I left, he called me and it's like, I'm coming. Because I had that one opening. He flew in. The lady that was supposed to run with me on the second leg canceled, and he did both legs.
Okay, so let's talk about you a little bit. So how are you feeling right now with your legs? You're tired? Are you tired? Feet? Any blisters?
0 blisters, 0 concerns of any kind, 0, not one blister.
So you're just getting a bunch of base training in now, and you're going to crush me when you get back.
That's what happened last year. I didn't train, and I ended up getting a crazy base. And I remember thinking like, how am I in such good shape? I haven't trained. And you're like, what do you mean you haven't trained? You just did 500 kilometers. And I was like, but I haven't really trained.
Yeah.
No, the days are really, really easy. And I think maybe
you're doing a bit faster pace, I think, with harder legs, because there's way more elevation too.
Way harder course. Way harder courses. Like the elevation. Today, I don't know what it was, 200 meters, I think, for the morning and 140 for the afternoon or something, which I know it's not that much. Well, I don't know. It's a lot for me.
Yeah.
It's like Boston Marathon equivalent hills, right? Roughly proportionalized, because Boston Marathon was like 300. So for a full marathon. So it was a lot of hills. But the biggest difference, Charlie, was I started doing them back to back in the morning.
When you say back to back, do you mean like right after, or are you taking a bit of a break between?
I go in the RV, I sit down, I crush some carbs.
Yeah.
Like I just load up on carbs, like whatever quick carbs I could eat, like granola or like a bowl of oatmeal or whatever. I eat as much as I can for 10, 15 minutes. I go back out. Now I know that the total time in between might be a little longer because we have to record the content. We have to, but it's basically half hour to 15 to half hour is our break in between.
Yeah, so that's likely most people. I don't think it would be like that. Just you have a lot of I guess the term is base. You have like a big base of aerobic strength, so that like running the distance isn't a problem for you, right? Like so I guess for you, having it back to back just allows you to not stiffen up, get more recovery between. I think a lot of people, but I guess I don't think. I guess for people who would have to do it once, I think it would be a lot easier if they split it up. But for you, yeah, I guess that's crazy. It's a little surprising, but also I kind of understand it.
Because
it's not as hot. Also, it's not as hot.
Way less hot. Less hot. I don't know. It's just been so different this year, and I think the best thing is you just psych yourself up once. Psych yourself up once in the morning, get it done, and then the rest of the day, I'm a tourist. We visit stuff.
You get a bit of a like mental rest, mental and physical. Yeah.
So yesterday was the first day where we did 8 and 4, 8 a.m., 4 p.m.
Yeah.
First and only day in the entire thing where I will have done like that, because the guy who booked worked and was busy and flew in from Toronto, and like he signed up for 4 o'clock. Like that's what he's going to run. And it was such a tough day yesterday, such a tough day. And I was thinking, like, why would I do this? And I know that when you and I decided, when you helped me kind of plan this last year.
Well, it made sense at the time, I guess. I don't know.
But I had way less base, right? Like it wouldn't have been this easy last year, right? Arguably. Back to back, maybe?
I don't think you're that much better than you were last year. No, I don't. I think you might be a little bit better, but so I think also, I think the heat people underestimate it.
I think it's 15 minutes. I think it's 15 minutes versus I'm running at 7-8 degrees every morning.
Yeah.
And it was 23 last night at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. So that's huge difference. And then, so there's that. And then I think just having that mental break and the physical break to recover. And then, like you said, like there's a number of factors. The only factor that goes against it is the fact that you don't get to rest between your 2 runs.
Yeah. I've been wearing my spacesuit pants.
Yeah.
Normatec 3.0, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what the maximum of time you're supposed to spend in these things. And maybe it's a placebo and someone can tell me what the science is behind them, but they're unbelievable, Charlie. These things are unbelievable. Yeah. And I've been in them. I do at least an hour a day. And if I can, sometimes I'll jump in the RV and I'll do 15 minutes in between my legs. Yeah. Like while I'm eating, I'll do 15 minutes, a quick 15. It just moves the blood all the way. It's so good. And like everyone's been using them, everyone who's running, and they all love them. And I don't know what it actually does. I read the science.
Good. It probably feels really good.
Feels good. And it feels good. And that's half the battle, right?
Yeah.
I can't understand how I did this last year. Every day waiting, you do your morning, you go crush a meal, then you just wait. You just hurry up and wait all day to run that, and you're all mentally, you're like, oh my god, I got to do another half.
It's almost like you got like 2 extra or 3 or 4 hours extra back in your day that you didn't have before.
100%. Right? Yep. Because now I'm usually done by 1-ish, one, and then we go crush a meal, and I have my big double meal, and then the day's empty.
That's how I feel if ever I don't get my workout first thing in the morning. It's like it's similar to that, where it's like on my mind, I'm like, I have to do a workout in the afternoon. This is not gonna go well, and I don't know.
It's weighing on you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As opposed to if I get it done like I always do first thing in the morning, then I can relax. Like it's just I don't know what it is. It's like I don't even think about it, right?
Yeah, I tried it that first day with Paul and Frank, because what happened is they both wanted to do the first leg because of the heat. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I'll just do them back to back. No arguing. I'll do one at 8 and one at 10:30. Yeah. And they were like, well, are you sure you're going to need the rest? And I did it that day, and I was like, holy, that was way better. So then I did it again.
But it was also your first one. So
I know. So I knew that it was also my first one. So I was like, okay. Yeah. So did it again. And then Joe, the third day, I was like, I don't know, Joe, like you've never done this. But I don't know what you're going to look like at 4:00 if you sit and rest in a bed. Because he would have been mangled probably, right? Like by 4:00.
Yeah, because he's not trained, so he probably would have really been stiff. Yeah.
So maybe I was wrong, and you'll tell me if I was wrong. But I kind of talked him into trying him back to back with like a little bit of rest and massaging and whatever, and we tried it back to back, and it kind of worked. He did a 240 or something in his second leg.
Yeah.
Which is unreal. The guy's never run and didn't run at all for this and did a full marathon. Like I think
he did a bit of training last year and stuff.
I know. Yeah. It's still like I've run with a lot of people.
And he was one of the top cross country runners, right, at the school.
Yeah, he mentioned that. I didn't remember that he made provincials. Or sorry, he won a medal at provincial.
He won the junior varsity. He won the whole division for junior varsity.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. I was just,
so he's a bit of a natural, maybe.
Yes. Yeah, and then I ran with some Canaccord people. They pushed me like a 159. That story's unreal.
But wait. So back to the Greniers for a second.
Yeah.
Like I'm a pretty good runner now. They were all way better than me in high school or in junior high. So they have that natural ability for sure.
And would you
like way better than me? Do
you think that one of the reasons you and I are good at running and good at endurance and ultra endurance races because we're very, very determined? Would you argue? You and I are pretty strong there, right? Arguably.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think.
Would you say these guys are maybe more hard-headed and determined than us, or as much as us?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, for sure. Yep.
Like there was no way Joe was quitting. Like it wasn't possible, and he was hurting.
Yeah.
So yeah, hats off to those guys. I know I've talked about them in the other podcast episodes, but they were just that blew me away. That's how it started. Yeah. Three days in a row with those guys, and then the Canaccord guys came, and Joe Rosengard, great story. He's like, I'd like to break 2. And that's my goal.
I saw this one. Yeah.
Okay. So I was
the 826 last mile. It's pretty good.
Yeah. He was falling behind and I could see his face and he goes, am I okay here? I said, Joe, you have to follow me. If you follow me, we will do it, but you need to follow my pace. And he was like, I don't know if I could do it. I was like,
that's
up
great.
to you.
That's probably never happened to you before, right? Where someone actually followed you at the end.
No, usually they fall off, right? Like Labby followed me and we ended up a little bit ahead, but I said, you have to follow me. And his face was red and he was burning. And then like at halfway, I said something like, and maybe I should have done this, but I said, did you come all the way to Fredericton to run a 2:01? Like, that's what you want to do? Like, let's go half a mile.
Well, I have to know your audience too.
I think I knew him enough that I thought he had it in him. And then he kept talking to me. I think I'm okay. And then like 20 seconds left. So I'm like, Joe, you're falling behind. Like, he was falling behind and then like just head down. And I said, 20 seconds left. You have to sprint. So like we sprinted and he 1:59.58. That's pretty cool. Like that was inspiring.
Oh, 1:59.58. Well, I thought there was a guy that did. I was thinking about the guy that did 1:55, I guess.
That was James. That was a few days later.
Okay. So he sprinted to get 1:59.58. That's crazy.
Just to make it 1:59.58. So I was so happy.
That's amazing.
And then I was a little wiped out because last year I only did 2 sub-2s in the entire thing. Right. Yeah, and now I did one on the first day, did one on the 4th day. Now I had 2 already. And then Maddie wanted to do a sub-2 as well for the second leg. And I said, are you okay if we just do like a 2:05 or 2:10? I know you can do it, but please for me. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And we ended up having a bit of a late morning and kind of cruised to a 2:06, 2:07, which was still pretty fast for me.
Yeah.
And then James came the following day. This is my buddy from Toronto. He's a former university track athlete who did 400, 800 meters, did a 1:21 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I got him to commit to 1 leg. And then this week I told him like someone canceled on the second, like you're going to do 2. And he's a buddy. So I can kind of, like I knew he was in fit. He's at the gym every day, and I knew he'd be able to do it. So first leg, I was like, "What are your goals?" I need a sub-2. I want a sub-2, and then I'll just finish the second one. Okay, no problem. So like he's quite a bit ahead of his pace. And I was like, James, why don't we like slow down a little bit? Like he was out, like the pace was like 157, then it was 156. And then he sprinted, like you said, the last 2 miles. And I was like, to get a 155. And I was like, why didn't we just do a 159, James? Because now you're going to be tired, I told him. And that was a tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was. I saw the video of that one.
Oh,
it was
my God.
Through the bush and over between fences. It was like almost like Barkley Marathon. No, it wasn't. Like
it was like in the middle of like one down a hill through a thing over water. That like
it was like Marchand. It was like Marchand in the bush type of.
Yeah, and to be fair to Marco, who mapped it out, he had mapped it out so that the trail. He had looked at the trail and he knew it ended. And we were supposed to do a loop and go to the highway, the Trans-Canada at the halfway point kind of thing. But I was like, this trail is awesome. Why don't we just stay on this trail? And I looked at my phone. They're like, it looks like it continues. Let's just go on this trail. Well, sure enough, it didn't really continue. It was like, and Mark was like, I told you that trail didn't continue. Why did you go there? I was like, whatever. So James, I don't know if he'll listen to this, but like definitely pushed himself way too hard in the first one. And he wanted to kill me. He wanted to kill me the whole second leg. He was just like, why did I agree to this? I can't do this. And anyways, to his credit, he did it. And he was just like, I can't believe how hard it is to do a marathon. Like I'm in shape. I go to the gym every day for an hour. And he just kept saying, I can't believe how hard this is. I can't believe how hard this is. And I was like, I wanted to record
what
him.
They say.
Marathons are hard.
Yeah.
And he felt it. This is a guy who can lift and deadlift and squat and hot yoga and whatever.
And a 121 half.
And he did a 121 half 10 years ago, and he's as fit as he was then. And he couldn't get through the second part, and mini grains beat him. So at the end of that second leg, I was like, well, you'll beat mini grains, right? And then he was like, I don't know, man. And then he didn't care. He just wanted to finish.
Yeah.
And then the last goal he had was, what's my combined time versus mini grains' combined time? And I was like, you're like, it's tight for you to win. So he like pushed hard to like beat mini grains on the combined time. He did a 155, really? 255.
Wow.
155, 255. Yeah, but he did it. And I'm proud of him. And you know what he texted me yesterday? He's like, I started jogging. I'm going to go jogging. I'm out of shape. Like I need to do more cardio. I enjoyed that.
Well, I mean, he's not that like, I mean, he's good for 13 miles. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, he's very good for 13 miles. Yeah, that was cool. And then like the other, like there was other cool parts after that. I had a day with Tyson. I had a day with my family, like my little 6-year-old, she did 3 kilometers, my 6-year-old. And so they did a relay.
That's amazing.
My wife has knee surgery, so she could only do 5K, she told me. So my son was like, I'll do the rest. And I was like, buddy, I don't think you can do 16 kilometers. I really don't think you can. He goes, well, what if I take breaks? And then the girls were like, we'll substitute when he goes. Yeah. So he would do kind of 3-4. He did like 5K. He'd go in, and then like Ariel would do like 1 kilometer or like 500 meters. And then he'd come back out and whatever. But the last break, Aubry, Ariel, and Angèle, my 3 daughters came out, all 3. So there was maybe 6K left. And they all came out, and Alexandre, my son, was going to do the last kind of 5K. But the 3 girls came out, and they did like 500 meters, and then they got back into the RV. And my 6-year-old was like,
Aubry kept going.
She's like, I want to continue with you, Papa. We're on the side of a like bush highway here. Cars are passing right by. And I was like, I will do whatever pace you want to do. I was so inspired by her. And my other girls, I was also very inspired by them. Everyone. But that was like pretty special to see a 6-year-old. And she was like, Papa, how do we run? I was like, well, usually we do walking and running or whatever, because she couldn't run the whole way because she just sprints, right?
So I said, there's only one speed at that.
There's only one speed. So she was sprinting. So I said, why don't we do like 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off? So we did that a few times. And then she would do it on her own. She'd pick a spot in the distance and go, we're going to that sign.
Yeah.
We're going to that curve. We're going to that. And I was just it was so cool running with her. So she did 3K. And then.
Wow, that's amazing.
And like my parents, I know what happened. Michelle was in the RV. And I guarantee you, Michelle probably said, stop and pick up my daughter because my husband's going to kill my daughter. My wife, Michelle, she was probably like, that's enough. That's enough running for a 6-year-old. Because we were just going, and all of a sudden my dad like waved her in, came across, grabbed her hand, and brought her into the RV, and that like sound came out. So I'm thinking my wife probably told that's enough mileage for her. So Alex Sound did the last 3 kilometers. So they did the whole thing. We did the relay for the whole thing, which was super fun. Then I did one with Tyson, my social media guy. He did one, and then the marathon one was really, really cool because I did a 144 at the Fredericton half, and I jogged to the Fredericton half, and I wanted, it was Mother's Day, and I wanted to give everyone a day off. My tante Sue, my mom, and my wife, because every day they'd get up, breakfast, get in the RV, drive. Like they had no days off. No days off. They've been working nonstop. So
we lost your picture here.
Give me 1 sec. Oh, am I back?
Yeah.
So every time I get a text, this thing stops. Ridiculous. So I wanted to give him a day off. So I said, I will get up tomorrow. We had lined it up so that our Airbnb was right next to the finish line of that leg. It was perfect. So I got up in the morning. I jogged to the Fredericton Marathon. I did the Fredericton half marathon. And then I did the last 11K or whatever. But I need to tell you a story about the Fredericton half marathon. Couple stories.
You got lost. You got lost, right?
How do you know?
I heard.
From who?
I talked to mom on Sunday. I
didn't get lost as so much as there was no one at the half marathon turn point. There was no one there. Everyone got lost.
Like everyone I was doing the half marathon. There was a point at the half marathon that you just had to turn around.
Yes.
You're like, people would be like. And it wasn't marked. Was it marked at least?
There was no signs. There was no mark. Everyone missed it. Because what happened is so it was a 2-loop course for the full and a 1-loop course for the half, but it wasn't quite a 2-loop course because they cut on the way back. So it was an extra mile and a bit you had to go for the full. So the half, you're turning point.
Oh, so everyone did an extra mile
each way. So 2 miles. 2 point
for the half. Mile. Everyone did a fly.
Yeah. So not everyone, but everyone up to the point where they sent a volunteer. So I talked to other people. So apparently the volunteer was late. And like the one volunteer you need if you're doing a half
for the turnaround,
is for the turnaround.
That's a critical volunteer.
So I turned around.
Or put a sign. At least have the sign would have helped.
I did not see a sign, and I know a whole bunch of everyone was talking about this. Everyone was talking. So on my way back, I started noticing the miles were off. I was like, something's wrong.
Since when are halves 15 miles?
Yeah, I was like, in Fredericton, halves are 15 miles. And I started getting upset because I had a good time going, right? I was at 8 minutes per mile. But then I was like, who cares? 8 minutes.
Yeah, but it's like you were lucky because a lot of other people must have been like,
imagine
just ruin their.
Imagine you're training for a half.
And that's like your big race, right? Like that's your big race.
And you do 2 extra miles, and like people were walking the last mile and stuff that I saw doing the half.
Well, yeah, because they were planning on doing in their head. When in your head, you're doing 13 miles and you have to do an extra 2. It's hard to do those last 2.
Very hard. So all I did is when I got to 13.11, I just pressed stop on my watch. And then I just jogged in the last 2 miles. But what happened is all of a sudden I cared about another goal, which was sub 2.
Sub 2, 15 miles.
15 miles sub 2. Because I was like, they're probably going to publish the results. And it's going to show. Yeah. And I need to do sub 2. So all of a sudden, I just kept sprinting for the last 2 miles. But the point I want to make is JP's wife, my buddy, Amy, was... all of a sudden I'm jogging and I see my big logo, Tatro logo on the back of a shirt at the Fredericton Marathon. I was like, what is going on? Who is that? I look, it's Amy, my buddy's wife. She was wearing the Run with Rob shirt. And
did you know she was going to do that?
I didn't know I knew she was running the half marathon. I didn't know she was going to wear a shirt. And I knew she was trying to break 2 and she hadn't done it in a while. And it was a goal of hers, it's stretch goal. And she didn't think she'd be able to. So I saw her with half a kilometer left. And I was like, Amy, how are you doing?
So she did break it then.
And then she
technically was probably she maybe not on the clock, but
no. So she broke it. So what happened is there was a person. I asked her. There was a person at the turnaround when she got there, but all the other people. So the guy got there kind of in between when I passed and when other people passed. So she did it.
So the 2-hour group, at least there was someone
they were
there.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she said, I don't think I can finish, Rob. I was like, what are you talking about? There's 5. You got this. You're laughing. Let's go. And then I was like, oh, right. This is hard. And she was pushing hard, and she hadn't done it forever. I was so proud of her. She did it. She crushed it. Saw the parents at the finish line, did our MLA thing, did our press conference at the legislature. It was really.
How did that feel, delivering the what you delivered a petition? Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. We had MLA there. We had some charities there that were cutting checks to us, and we had a little bit of friends and family, like my buddies and my crew and stuff. So it was cool. It wasn't as big as it was in Manitoba, but it was meaningful for me, and it was good. And then since then, I've just been kind of riding high because I was proud of that 144. And you know what I realized, Charlie?
Yep.
Maybe I told you this. Like, I was like sore. I was really sore, but like, that's not a real injury, being sore.
No, sore is not real. No, I mean,
it's not
unless
real.
unless it affects, like, I mean, unless you feel tired and sore are two different things. Like, sore can be good.
And injuries are another thing, right?
Yeah. Obviously. So injuries, sore, and tired to me are 3 different things.
3 different things. And I didn't know that, really. I didn't, because I thought that morning, okay, Claude and Annette were pushing hard for me not to do the Fredericton Marathon, right? They're like, because I just added that on, right? It wasn't contributing.
Well, you did. It's a half, though. It wasn't. It was just a half.
Sorry, half. Yeah.
Or were you planning? Why didn't you do the full? I don't understand why you didn't do the full.
I know. I should have done the full. I'm such a lazy. No, but I wanted.
You wouldn't have did an extra mile in that case. It would have.
No, I wouldn't have done the extra mile because I would have been at the right turn on.
Yeah.
But what I noticed is that morning, I was like, general soreness everywhere, quads, hips, knees, just everywhere was sore. And I limped in the first 10K in the morning. So I got up at like 5 a.m. and I jogged into the marathon, and then I did it. And as soon as the gun went off, and I was in a group and there was like 1 million people running, I said, don't look at your watch, Rob. Just enjoy the day. You're just going to enjoy the day today.
Yeah.
And like, I just, at the first mile, I just looked, whoa, 8-minute mile. And I was like, 8-minute mile? That's an 8-minute mile? And I couldn't believe that I'd done an 8-minute mile. And I was like,
the crowd though too, eh? I had a bit of a similar experience this weekend. I did like 72K bike, and then I did a 10K race. And
okay, that was a race.
Yeah, slow, I know. But so my first K though, my first K was like 350 or something, and it didn't even, like, it was weird because it felt like just natural, but
okay, I want to ask you about that. So what race was that?
It was just a Physio Fit 10K.
Okay, out in Stonewall or something. Where was it again?
No, Assiniboine Park again.
Assiniboine Park. Okay, so you know that 10K loop like the back of your hand now.
Yeah, I knew. I took the tangents.
What was your time?
41:07.
Okay, why do you think that's slow? That's a good time.
Well, I'm telling you, I would have been pre-Boston. I was 39. I was doing 39 for sure.
Fair enough.
Whatever. But
was that a fun race?
Oh, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. I got past. I did like the first half in like 20, and then the second half in 21, or 20:05 and 21:02 or something.
You thought you could hold the 20? Like
I thought I could do sub 40, but
yeah.
No, it just
like
well, I feel like maybe I wasn't like mentally as strong as maybe I've been in the past. So whatever. But, yeah,
you're still in heightened Charlie number mode after Boston, arguably.
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm like up 15 pounds.
Yeah. You just came off a pretty significant accomplishment in Boston. So
yeah,
I don't think I could run, like, there's no way I could run a 40-minute 10K.
Well, no, not today. For sure, not today.
Weeks. No, but I mean, after the biggest accomplishment, one of the biggest accomplishments of your life, it'd be tough, right?
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
So
I'm just kind of getting back into it. But anyways, yeah, sorry, not enough about me.
No. No, I just want to say, I know you got to run. Is that what you're saying?
No, I got till 2:30, but
okay, I'll be quick here. I'll be quick to finish. But I just wanted to say, I went there. I limped into the start line. The race got going, 8-minute mile, and I said, "Okay, well, I can for sure run at this pace. Like this is not hard. I mean, it's hard, but like it's not real. Like it's the same soreness. I was sore when I ran that 10-minute mile.
But if you did it every day, it would build up more, I think.
Agreed. The buildup would be quicker, and I'd break down, and I wouldn't be able to. Yeah. But to do one race in a race setting, like that, like I don't think there's any chance ever, and tell me if you disagree, where I could have gotten up and run a 144 on the side of the highway. Impossible.
No, I think. Zero. Well, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, unless you like, let's say your life was on the line, I think.
Or like they got my kid. I always say like they got my kids hostage and they got a gun to their head and they're saying, "We will kill your child if you don't run a 144."
Yeah,
probably I would have done it. Well, no, for sure I would have done it. But I was blown away with that first whole 5 miles. It was like a lesson for me in like pain and what we're doing here. And the only real difference for me was my heart rate was way higher than it was for my other jogs.
Oh yeah, because you were running faster, obviously.
Yeah, I was at 142 or whatever instead of 120. Like, and it was very, very, very enjoyable half. Very, very enjoyable half. I loved it. And then what I didn't enjoy so much is because I told my family and friends that I was doing that day solo, so they could just, so they all kind of went to the Airbnb. And then the next spot we were staying at, and I still had 11 kilometers to finish, right? Or 10 kilometers to finish. And my dad was like, well, no. You did 10, you did 13, 10K plus the 13, plus the 2 extra miles.
Yeah.
We're taking those off the road. And I said, no, Dad, I got to run across the province. I can't just cut 3 kilometers outside of the New Brunswick province. So we argued about that. So I said, just drop me off here. I'm running from here. So it was me, Claude, and I think Uncle Mo. And so I had to do those last 11 kilometers. This was after the press conference, so I was a little bit like, I don't say I was done, but I mean, so anyways, I did those. And you know what? I listened to a podcast episode because you texted me and you're like, something about how you liked our podcast or whatever. Yeah, the last episode was pretty good.
Well, the last episode we did before New Brunswick was kind of fun.
Yeah, because we were finding our groove, almost like making jokes off each other and whatever, not taking it too seriously. And I listened to that episode and I really enjoyed it. And then I started listening to the Mini Grains episode, which is the next. Have you listened to that one? I
actually saw it on YouTube, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I fell asleep.
So
maybe I saw it all.
That's okay. But the other part I want to say about that is Paul and Francois from the Fredericton Airport, they had a delay in their flight.
Yeah.
They recorded a podcast episode.
Oh, with you?
For us. Yeah. No, just them two. Talking about their
Well, I thought I saw one. Oh, I haven't seen that one. I haven't heard that one.
So no. They said just for you, Rob, for you to laugh and enjoy. Okay. So I put it on. The Airbnb that night. And me, my parents, my aunt, my Uncle Mo, my tante Sue, who, by the way, quick shout out. So happy I have this crew that I have here. It's unbelievable, my crew. Anyways, we put it on the TV and we watched it and we laughed the whole way because, Francois is really funny. He's like sneaky funny. Like Paul was the straight man.
He used to be my best friend. So I know.
He was crushing jokes. He's making fun of me because he wanted to sprint up the hills, right? Did I tell you this? He wanted to sprint up the hills.
Oh, yeah. That's a mistake.
And sprint down the hills. Sprint up and sprint down. I was like, great.
Well, down maybe, but
no, sprint up the hills. I argued with him. I said, Grains, the power output you need to gain 30 seconds makes no sense. Like, why don't we just
walk? You could walk it fast up and like only cost you like 10 seconds or something. Like
exactly. I was trying to explain this to him. So when he was recording his podcast, he was making fun of himself. Some people, they think they know much about running, but I've heard some of those people, they don't even sprint up the hills. He was being funny.
I don't know. Maybe he's right. He could be right.
But then I thought of you talking about the bike analogy. I know it's not the same thing, but in one of our podcasts, you talked about how if any studies ever been done on getting up a hill quicker, expending more energy to get up a hill quicker so that you can kind of coast after. You remember that?
Yeah.
So this was kind of part of his argument. The quicker I sprint up the hill, the quicker it's over.
Yeah.
Anyways,
could be.
So then
I think there is a level where it's the appropriate one, I would imagine.
Agreed. Yeah. So those two guys record an episode. It's 20 minutes. I'll record a pre, and we'll put it up as an episode. And if anyone listens to it, it'll be good. And then yesterday, Diggs ran a full leg. And then I ran with my old Moncton buddy, Jean. He told me so many stories that I just completely forgotten. From my life.
So reminiscing. It was reminiscing.
Oh, and he's a huge golf fan. And I took like 30 minutes to tell him the master story. And we just talked the whole time. And yesterday was JP, my old roommate. JP, ran with JP and Cross Canada Jacks. Wow. I ran with Cross Canada Jacks yesterday. I need to tell you this, Charlie, because you're not going to believe this. This. So Cross Canada Jacks, right? He ran across Canada. 7,300 kilometers. We had him on the podcast. One of the most inspiring human beings I've ever met. Most fit athlete I've ever seen in my life. He couldn't finish the half. He had to walk at the end a little bit because he was like, I'm sore in weird places, and I'm not, because he's not been really jogging that much. And we walked for.
Well,
and I was just.
You lose your fitness pretty quick. Yeah.
So
if he hasn't been training, I'm sure that he doesn't lose everything he's ever gotten, but if he hasn't trained and he's not in the mood, like he's done this a million times. So if he's not,
he's got nothing he kept saying, like, I have nothing to prove. I just want to hang out with you, Rob. I just want to hang out.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we were just enjoying the day. You talk about a gratitude run. He talks about a gratitude run every day.
Yeah.
That was a gratitude run. He just, and he would say, like, I slept in a bush right here in my tent. And it was just like, because he jogged all this path, right?
That's
so
crazy.
He came and visited our family the night before, and he had some of the Terry Fox memorabilia with him that they gave him. And he talked to Claude about his cancer, and he talked to my kids, and he talked to my wife, and it was just really cool. So anyways, I've been pretty much inspired every single day here. It's been nonstop inspiration. And tomorrow I run with Derek Funk in the morning.
Oh, I run with. I'll have to follow that one.
Yeah. What do you think? Oh
God, I should text him. He should try to beat 155. Well, yeah. What is there? Like, are we not talking about the same?
I don't think he can do 155.
I've seen his jogs. I think he can do it.
Can he do 155?
He's a special kind of athlete. I think he can.
Oh wow! I thought.
Let me see. Let me look at his recent ones.
So I told Diggs. While you look this up, I told Diggs, there's no way Derek can break 2 hours. I told him that just in passing today when we were jogging together, and he goes, "Do not tell Derek Funk that, because obviously he's going to try to break 2 hours, and we're going golfing after tomorrow, so we wanted to have him fresh and not have him murdered and wiped out." So he was like, "Just tell him that you know he can do it, but that there's no use to do it today because you need the rest." So that's what I was kind of debating doing.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I want to say, if he can do it, Charlie, I've done 4 sub twos already.
When's the last time he jogged? I'm trying to find it. I thought he hasn't. It's been a week.
Oh, that's not good if he hasn't jogged in a week.
Well, tapered.
But, yeah, he's tapered. He's for sure tapered. I think he did 7 jogs or 6 jogs in total. So I think as long
right here, 3.4 miles.
Okay,
9:11 pace. 1 week ago. Okay, let me see the heart rate on this.
Yeah, I don't.
142. He can do it.
He can do it.
He can do it.
I would love pushing him to a 2 because that was so fun. That leg.
Oh, 2 he can do you can do without even sweating.
Okay, well he did 2:18 last year, I think.
Okay. Well, I think he can do 2 this year.
Okay, so
but don't tell him.
Well, I kind of want him to do it if it means anything to him. If it doesn't mean anything to him, then he shouldn't do it. But if it's a meaningful goal for him, then he should do it.
I think he would care about something like that, knowing him.
Yeah.
I'll text him after this.
Okay. He's landing here in about an hour.
Okay. So Derek,
Anyways,
okay, so those are going to be two fun ones. And
Derek,
then you got Louis.
Derek, Kayla, and Louis Cormier is doing Kayla McNally, the CEO of CMB Canada, the charity.
Oh, okay. I think I met her last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So the two of us are doing back to. No, I think you met Rachel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Kayla, and then the last day is my dad and mon oncle Mo in the morning. They're going to do a bike leg.
Oh, cool. Oh, they're going to love that.
And then Louis Cormier.
That'll be a fun one, actually. That'll be awesome. And Mo and Claude.
Oh yeah, they're I think they're pumped. It's Mo's birthday today, and then Louis Cormier, the last leg of the whole thing. I moved him to the last leg because I keep thinking how inspired I am by that guy. So he got me kind of down this path. So I asked him to run the last leg with me. So he'll be running the last leg with me, and then I'm done. So it's I know you're probably sick of hearing me talk about this, but it's been freaking cool. Cool.
No,
different.
No, I don't.
Different cool than last year.
But no. I think one of the things I would tell you is to I feel like, like you said it already. Like you're really enjoy it because not everyone gets to do this. It's like a fantasy camp. I think there's a lot of people that would
pay money to do what I just
pay me money to do what you're doing right now, right? Yeah, people who love running, right?
And to have a crew behind the scenes like Marco and Rachel and Kayla and just organizing every single detail. So I don't have to think, I don't have to do anything. And have my parents here, Uncle Mo, Uncle Sue, and have Tyson and Diego do the social media. And I literally, people say, oh, Rob, it's so hard for you. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is run. My mom and my thoughts Sue make the meals every day. All of my food is taken care of. I'm really, really spoiled. And yes, you're right. I think this would be if someone were to, I think someone paid 10 grand to experience what I just experienced over the last 12 days. That would be the rate because that's how cool it was. It was a $10,000 or $15,000 experience, I think, to just show up and run every day and run with different people and learn about everyone who you're running with. And I am lucky, Charlie, and I realize it and I feel it. And if anything, I'm sad that it's coming to an end already. So I'm going to enjoy this place that we're staying right now. It's a beautiful place in Moncton. I used to live just down the street when I went to university here, and going to enjoy these last couple legs because soon it'll be over. And I really want to connect with you, Charlie. So just to tell you how much fun I'm having.
Yeah. So a couple minor news items from me that we should cover in another episode is
tease them. Maybe just tease them.
Yeah. So I think when you get back, one of the fun things is we're gonna do a race as a team together.
Okay.
Remember I sent you that link where
where is it again?
Assiniboine Park, I think. You just do a 5K in different directions, and then it's total time.
Did we sign up yet? Did we miss the deadline?
I haven't signed up. No, you got plenty of time to sign up. It's June 7th. Okay. So that'll be a fun one for me and you to do together.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Friday evening. Yeah, it's a Friday evening or something.
Perfect.
So if you're, we should do that. It'll be fun. And then the
Friday evenings are pretty wide open these days.
Yeah, same. And then the other thing is I am going to be a pacer at the Manitoba Marathon.
Oh, what are you pacing? 340?
350.
350. So what happened? Tell me the story how that happened.
I just saw that they were missing it. I saw a message on Facebook saying they were missing a 350. So I said, okay, I'll do it.
So I'll be doing 345 and you'll be doing 350?
Yeah. Perfect.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that quite a bit.
Yeah.
We just had kind of a neat piece of news too. The Premier confirmed, Wob Canoe confirmed that he's coming to run the CMB Canada Half Marathon with me.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. June 2nd. Yeah, I'm running that.
June 2nd. Well. So June 2nd is my race. I'm trying to grow this thing in Winnipeg. If you're hearing this, and come and run whatever pace. It's not important. We're just trying to get the word out. So He's going to come and do a little press conference. Then he's going to jolt to I believe it's the Pride Parade right after, but he's going to come and run. So that'll be cool. Yeah. So yeah, we got some stuff coming up. And then we got.
Oh, you lost your.
I know. Every time.
Text. Only 2 texts.
Every time I get only 2 texts. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about me. But we have to have we teased about the Tatro Brothers prediction challenge?
Oh yeah, I want to do that. I was gonna do this like last week and just do it for fun, like on a Sunday run.
Why don't we both just do it on our own first, without cheating?
Yeah,
how would you? But how?
How I was gonna do it was how I was gonna do it was just
explain it first. Explain it. Okay. Explain it first what it is, and then
the pacing challenge is the ability to hit certain paces and testing your accuracy in like running at different paces. So not how fast you can go, but how accurate you can be by hitting a specific pace. So our challenge was that there might be different levels, but our level would be you do your first mile at 10 minutes per mile. It's 5 miles. You do your first mile at 10 minutes per mile. And then you go down 1 minute per mile until you finish with the last mile at 6 minutes per mile, which I ran.
It's a 1 mile
workout today. I ran a workout today, and
it's
that's
fast.
Not that easy. Okay.
Yeah, so 1 mile loop. 1 mile loop, and you start no devices, no nothing. You just start. You run a 1 mile loop, and there's a chip tracker, and it'll stop. I mean, or we can just have someone time us. But so every mile, you're on a new loop. So you go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and the sum of the difference. So if you run a 10:07 on your first mile, that's 7 seconds. If you run a 8:53 on your second mile, that's now 14 seconds. You just add the difference.
Yeah. So you don't so basically it's about getting every single mile that accurate. So how I was going to do it, like as a just for fun trial, was I was just going to start my watch and put the auto lap on for 1 mile.
And when you hear it beep.
And then when I hear it beep, I would not allow myself to look at it.
Yeah.
And then when I hear it beep, I would try to adjust my pace. But
okay, I'll
but the rule would be I can't check after the mile to see, that was 9:52, because that would make it a little bit easier.
No. For sure you can't check.
Yeah.
No devices of any kind.
Yeah. So for this trial, what I was going to do is just do the beep every mile, but not look at the paces.
Yeah. Even put a piece of tape over it if you're worried. But so we're doing this challenge this summer. We're going to find a 1 mile loop, and we're going to get whoever wants to come, even if it's just the two of us. We're going to get Marco has already kind of started organizing it. So we're going to get a race happening. We'll put it on Facebook and we'll get people to come out. The Tatro Brothers, because we kind of thought of this together. I remember most of the other stuff in our running history you've come up with, but I was a big part
this
of
was your idea.
This was mostly me. Yeah, you've come up with most of the ideas, but this one was mine. So the Tatro Brothers Pacing Challenge, we're going to call it, and we're going to have it, or Prediction Challenge, Pacing Challenge, whatever. We're going to have it soon.
Yeah.
All right, you got to run. You got a meeting here. So
you bet.
Again, no, I'm not throwing you out. I'm just thankful to be able to run. Thankful to be able to be doing this. So glad to have our viewers. Don't forget to like, subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast episodes. If you like what you're hearing, take a sec, give us 5 stars, and write a review. Oh, those Tatro Brothers, they're so funny. They're so good. They talk about running. Whatever you want to say. But that would mean a lot to us. Anything else, Charlie?
Yeah. Say hi to Louis for me, and talk to you in the future.
Right on. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.